There's no reason for us to even have this many ICE agents running around Minnesota.
Yes, there is a reason for this many ICE agents to be in Minnesota. It's called sanctuary laws. Minnesota and Minneapolis, they don't abide federal immigration law, so they created their own need.
I would, in fact, make sure we immediately surge to the border.
The president threw them into this very volatile area in order for them to create this environment.
Yeah, it is a very volatile area because of the local elected officials' actions. They made it that way. They could have turned over the people that are illegals to ICE, and they wouldn't have had ICE running around in their city.
We don't take our advice or counsel from former President Trump on immigration policy.
He thinks the military is his toy that he could just use at any time, and he wants nothing more to be able to use them and deploy them to these blue cities to intimidate.
And he's deploying to blue cities, not to intimidate, but to enforce the law, to enforce the laws that the blue cities themselves refuse to enforce, or at the very least, they refuse to even cooperate with the federal authorities.
Yeah, Democrats are assholes.
A growing number of Democrats are renewing calls to abolish ICE entirely in the wake of the death of Renee Good a couple weeks ago. You have said that ICE is a problem, it's out of control, but that abolishing ICE would be a mistake. Why?
Well, look, I think ICE needs to be totally torn down. People want immigration enforcement that goes after criminals, and immigration enforcement that's actually focused on security and not the goon squad that has come from Stephen Miller and Donald Trump.
So if people want immigration enforcement that focuses on criminals, then why is it that Democrat cities and states are always sanctuaries? Why not instead just turn over the illegal aliens who are already in custody for breaking laws in our own country? Why aren't they turned over to ICE?
Look, they built the country.
Again, we want a security force that is focused on targeting and deporting criminals. What they're doing right now is none of that.
Then again, you should be working with ICE and all federal authorities to help facilitate the transfer of the illegal aliens you already have in custody into federal custody so that they can be deported rather than inviting this type of chaotic situation in your own states. You created the mess that you're dealing with now.
You have men with very little training shooting U.S. citizens.
Children.
You know, this is not at all what we need. I'm certainly not going to fund something of that nature.
Yeah, a U.S. citizen got shot because that particular citizen was attempting to run over an ICE officer in the performance of his duties. And as far as the argument about men and women with very little training, meaning the ICE agents are improperly trained, I keep hearing this argument over and over again from Democrats, but they don't bring any receipts.
How dare you?
What level of training do they have as compared to city police officers or county sheriffs or state police officers? They never say. They simply assert that the federal agents are improperly or inadequately trained. I don't know about any of you, but my impression of this Gallego guy is that he's an idiot. And worse yet, he seems to think that everyone else is as dumb as he is.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree.
What a dumbass. Yeah. Dumbass.